We often fail to realize that we are ensnared in a whirlwind of unrealistic expectations, making joy and happiness fragile. Sometimes even our closest bonds become a source of anxiety and profound disappointment. Perhaps you stand at the threshold of a significant event, such as a painful parting, even though the affection has not yet faltered, or enduring isolation from toxic acquaintances, severely affecting your personal life. Or perhaps you might be entangled in familial conflicts where differences in perspectives and consciousness cannot be reconciled. In such moments, you might wonder if there is a key to unlocking the door to inner serenity. The answer lies deep within the philosophy of self-discipline, where detachment shines like a beacon in the dark, illuminating the path to tranquility. Detachment is not a call to indifference, but a meaningful odyssey where we gracefully navigate each moment without being tethered by the outcome. Therefore, in today's discourse, I invite you to delve into the potency of detachment through 7 steps of disengagement from oneself and circumstances, transforming it into a tool to weather the tempests in relationships, work, and confronting challenges. But before we commence this journey, I pose a minor challenge for you. Watch the entirety of this discourse and imbibe all the principles. Just one of the following 7 steps could aid you in discovering your essence and living fully in every moment. And if you surmount this challenge, leave a comment below this discourse. Step number 1. Establish boundaries for your emotions. In the tumult of life, setting boundaries on our emotions becomes a crucial lesson, not only to shield ourselves, but also to safeguard the relationships we hold dear. Stoicism unveils insights into how we can consciously regulate our emotions, not by denying them, but by accepting and managing them in the light of reason. When we take the time to comprehend our emotions, we unearth the genuine motives behind our reactions and learn to confront them judiciously. This necessitates patience and self-discipline to discern when emotions begin to overpower reason, and to opt not to let them govern our actions. There are moments when resolving our challenges becomes paramount, not just to safeguard our mental well-being, but also to extend effective support to others. This should not be construed as a selfish act, but as an act of self-care. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, we have imbibed invaluable lessons about the significance of cherishing and caring for ourselves. The pandemic has underscored that mental health needs to be prioritized alongside physical health. This self-care encompasses not only maintaining physical well-being through a balanced diet and exercise, but also nurturing the spirit through personal hobbies, leisure time, and establishing healthy boundaries in relationships. Through this, we can cultivate an atmosphere conducive to personal evolution and also aid others more profoundly. Conversely, respecting each other's personal space and limits within a relationship is also an expression of love. When we grant others the freedom to express themselves and grow, we not only help them feel esteemed and valued, but also foster independence and confidence. This forms a robust foundation for a robust relationship where each person has the opportunity for self-realization while supporting one another. Refraining from listening to or aiding others is not always inconsiderate. Sometimes, it is the wisest decision to safeguard our mental well-being and ensure that, upon our return, we can genuinely support them most effectively. In such moments, setting boundaries for our emotions is more crucial than ever, enabling us to stay grounded and unswayed by external pressures. Ultimately, establishing emotional boundaries is not just a stride forward in the journey of individuation and autonomy, but also an inspiration to those around us. When we learn to live fully and meaningfully in a constantly changing world, we not only enhance our mental well-being, but also create a positive influence on the environment around us, motivating others to discover balance and happiness in their lives. Step number 2. Engage in meaningful conversations with someone you trust. Learning to detach oneself from others and surrounding circumstances can sometimes evoke a sense of traversing a vast expanse alone. It is at such times that seeking resonance and confiding in a trustworthy confidant becomes a lifeline, a bastion in the tempest, aiding us in recognizing that we are not alone. Therefore, engaging in a dialogue with someone you trust in step 2 is not merely counseling. It is a survival strategy, a means to rediscover oneself. When we open up and share our concerns, worries, or even fleeting moments of joy with someone, We are not merely seeking solace or solutions. We are engaging in a potent act of exploration and redefinition of our boundaries. Every narrative aids us in fortifying a sturdy barrier against the invasion of negative emotions and unwelcome situations. Consider the narrative of Max, who recently found himself engulfed in a series of stressful predicaments due to conflicts with colleagues at work. Max felt drained and off-kilter, apprehensive that this turmoil would tarnish his ability to maintain composure and the requisite detachment from challenging circumstances. Electing to seek solace, Max reached out to Alex, a long-standing confidant well-versed in Stoicism. During their exchange, Max candidly shared his apprehensions and tribulations. Alex listened attentively, and then offered his perspective on maintaining equanimity amidst life's tempests, emphasizing that each trial presents an opportunity to fortify one's resolve and sagacity. Through this discourse, Max realized that seeking and accepting support does not contravene the tenets of Stoicism, but rather constitutes a facet of the self-improvement and growth journey. Encouraged, Max garnered the fortitude to persist in his voyage with a serene soul and a sharper intellect, cognizant that emotional independence is nourished by connection and communion. Sharing with a trusted confidant is akin to unlatching a new portal, permitting the luminance of comprehension and empathy to dispel the shadows of solitude and bewilderment. Thus, we not only engender a positive separation from that which we seek to disentangle, but also reaffirm our worth and inner fortitude. This epitomizes the essence of Stoic philosophy, not evading the world, but learning to confront and surmount it with composure and resolve. We all cultivate numerous relationships, but who among them truly earns your trust and companionship? For you, who embodies that role, what is your anecdote with them? Feel free to share your tale in the comments below. We are eager to hear from you. Step number 3. Ponder the rationale behind distancing oneself. The illustrious Stoic philosopher Seneca once accentuated, "What you think of yourself is much more important than what others think of you." This proclamation is not merely counsel, but a cardinal principle that Stoic philosophy exhorts us to integrate into the journey of disengaging from individuals and situations that may vex us. A pivotal step entails rationally contemplating the act of creating distance. Picture residing within a household where each day unfolds against a backdrop of intense discord and skepticism from family members concerning the vocation you pursue. You find yourself embroiled in disputes with your progenitors, irrespective of your endeavors. The sensation of being fettered and discomfited persists, regardless of your actions. In such a scenario, rationally mulling over the notion of creating distance becomes imperative. By extricating oneself from these debates and tensions within the familial realm, one not only preserves mental clarity but also safeguards inner peace and equipoise. This accrues benefits not solely to the mind but also fosters robust personal development. You can invest time and energy in constructive pursuits and relationships beyond the familial sphere, thus fostering personal growth positively. By disentangling oneself from these individuals and circumstances, one not only shields mental well-being but also carves out a sanctuary wherein one can thrive. This enables a focused, positive allocation of attention and resources towards personal objectives and values, free from the influence of adverse external factors. Rationally affecting distance is not merely a protective measure but also a facet of the self-care and advancement process, wherein one leads a gratifying and purposeful existence, pursuing goals and values that resonate authentically. Allow me to delve further into the import and implications of creating distance. When one rationally evaluates and actively elects to distance oneself from detrimental individuals or scenarios, one cultivates a salubrious and nurturing environment. In so doing, one not only maintains spiritual clarity and vigilance, but also augments resilience and empathy towards others. Simultaneously, creating distance engenders the liberty to articulate oneself and nurture one's talents, notions, and potential, uninhibited by external opinions or constraints. Hence, I invite you to share your reflections. If you have imbibed a lesson for yourself through step number 3, kindly leave a comment. Step number 4, deliberate on the repercussions of disengagement. Although Step 3 advocates for detachment, Step 4 confronts you with an unavoidable query. What are the ramifications of disengagement? This is not merely a perfunctory step, but rather a requisite dialogue with oneself regarding the potential outcomes. A conversation that not all are audacious enough to entertain. Understand that each action and choice begets a tapestry of consequences, not only for oneself but also for the connections woven into our lives. Retreating is not invariably a therapeutic recourse. It can engender unforeseen ramifications. More significantly, never underestimate the potency of human connection. Upon electing to retreat, one may inadvertently inflict anguish not solely upon oneself but also upon the souls intertwined with one's own. It behooves one to ponder the implications of this decision meticulously. From fractured relationships to the desolation that can assail one's spirit, it is imperative to weigh each potentiality judiciously. At this juncture, sagacity and forbearance emerge as steadfast companions. Pause, reflect, and contemplate all potentialities. Refrain from allowing ephemeral emotions or instincts to dictate your decisions. Be a visionary thinker, harboring a courageous spirit amenable to embracing the consequences of your actions. Take a moment to concentrate and deliberate. Each time you retreat, you may be receding further from the cacophony of the world, but you may also be withdrawing from the warmth of human connection. With each boundary you set, you may be reinforcing the bastions of your inner sanctum. However, you may also be erecting barriers that isolate you from enriching experiences that imbue life with meaning and vitality. Recall, to those voyaging through the labyrinth of the soul, that within the vast cosmos of existence, each action begets a reaction, and each decision precipitates a consequence. Thus, as you contemplate the threshold of retreat, do so with the gravity it warrants. Within the maelstrom of cogitation lies the rationale of understanding, and within the resolve to confront the consequences of action lies our essence. Is this not an exhilarating journey? Through it, you are introduced to the practical tenets and wisdom espoused by Stoic philosophy. Before we proceed to Step 5, allow me to proffer another challenge. Like and share this discourse, for each action of yours aids us in disseminating the precepts of Stoic philosophy to an even broader audience. Step number 5. Temporarily disengage from certain individuals. Why is it imperative to distance oneself temporarily? This is because, during moments of duress and pressure, humans frequently become ensnared in a whirlwind of emotions and impulsive reactions without affording ample opportunity for calm and sober reflection. Especially when emotions burgeon beyond containment, we may forfeit the capacity to perceive matters objectively, and hence, respond in a manner incongruent with our essence and values. In such circumstances, forging a temporary hiatus, a space for respite and contemplation, becomes imperative. Visualize a scenario wherein you engage in a heated altercation with a close confidant due to divergent viewpoints. Both parties are consumed by anger, exacerbating the situation with each uttered word and action. In instances like these, prolonging the discourse merely exacerbates the misunderstanding and inflicts deeper wounds. Instead, opting to create distance, allowing time for emotions to settle and contemplation to ensue, proves pivotal. More importantly, reflecting on one's reactions may constitute the most pivotal stride towards reconciliation and profound understanding between the parties involved. For instance, after mutually agreeing to create some space, you and your confidant take time to reflect independently. Amidst a solitary sojourn, walking amidst the verdant expanse of a park, you mull over the underlying causes of the conflict. Subsequently, you realize that a portion of your vexation stems from the stress and strain of professional commitments, rather than solely attributable to your confidant's actions. Upon reconvening, you candidly express this realization, fostering a newfound trajectory in the relationship, founded upon enhanced understanding and mutual respect. Through the act of creating temporal distance, we not only acquire adeptness in resolving conflicts more effectively, but also cultivate the ability to exercise self-restraint and foster heightened self-awareness. These are indispensable attributes for leading a serene and positive life. This is not merely a lesson in patience and self-control, but also a voyage of self-discovery and personal growth, both for oneself and the relationships we cherish. By adopting this approach, one not only ameliorates immediate predicaments, but also fortifies a sturdy scaffold for amicable and sustainable interactions in the future. Moreover, the interval of separation oftentimes instills a profound appreciation for the individuals and experiences that enrich our lives. Upon reconvening following a period of hiatus, one oftentimes finds oneself imbued with a heightened sense of gratitude, cognizant of the genuine value encapsulated within a heartfelt apology, a warm embrace, or merely the comforting presence of a companion amidst life's tribulations. In sum, effectuating a temporary disengagement from taxing situations or relationships is not solely an efficacious tactic for alleviating stress and devising solutions to predicaments. It also constitutes a pivotal step in the odyssey of self-development, allowing one to reassess oneself and one's values and priorities in life. When one learns to orchestrate and leverage this hiatus judiciously, one not only navigates the immediate vicissitudes more deftly, but also opens a new vista for personal evolution and concord in all relationships. Before proceeding to step 6, permit me to share the narrative of Jack, a proficient software engineer acclaimed in the tech community for his groundbreaking projects. Each evening, Jack would devote time post-work to perusing tech forums and proffering solutions to queries from the community. However, he commenced feeling beleaguered by the expectation to remain perpetually online and engaged, precipitating an imbalance between work and life. Consequently, Jack resolved to embrace a fundamental tenet of Stoic philosophy: detachment. This resolution furnished Jack with a serene milieu, empowering him to focus on personal development and introspection regarding life's priorities. This hiatus facilitated a deeper concentration on creativity and enhanced programming acumen, exemplifying his commitment to leading a purposeful and self-directed existence. Each one of us may traverse analogous circumstances to Jack's, particularly in an epoch wherein social media and information pervade every facet of existence, necessitating our continuous online presence to validate our existence and garner recognition from others. However, to devise a solution and extricate oneself from circumstances akin to Jack's, the practice outlined in Step 6 will serve as a transformative stride, empowering one to emancipate oneself from self-imposed constraints and live authentically. Step number 6. Temporarily suspend social media usage. Marcus Aurelius, a luminary of Stoic philosophy, eloquently extolled the virtue of discovering peace within oneself, rather than in the shadows of external accolades. In this vein, abstaining from social media constitutes not a retreat, but rather a reclamation of our sanctum from the relentless exigencies of external validation. By temporarily abstaining from social media, we liberate ourselves from the fetters of comparison and competition that social media oftentimes incubates. It is amidst the serene distance from the electronic cacophony that we rediscover the potency of the present moment. This practice facilitates an authentic engagement with the world, experiencing it firsthand through our senses, devoid of any filters. Epictetus, another esteemed Stoic philosopher, likened the mind to a fertile garden. Just as a garden necessitates assiduous tending to thwart the proliferation of weeds, our minds flourish when nurtured and safeguarded from the deleterious seeds and distractions sown by social media. A hiatus from social media begets the lucidity and mental serenity requisite for nurturing the garden of our soul, engendering thoughts and actions that mirror our true values and aspirations. This interval of introspection enables us to reassess our lives, focusing on what truly matters: personal growth, meaningful relationships, and a life consonant with Stoic precepts. In this tranquil detachment, we unearth a more meaningful mode of existence, cherishing inner peace over the tumult of the external world. It signifies a return to our veritable selves, guided by the Stoic ideal of leading a purposeful, principled, and serene life. The silence and solitude we encounter away from social media are not vacuums, but rather reservoirs, brimming with potential for personal growth and self-discovery. In this quietude, we encounter the peace we have sought, not amidst clamor and distraction, but within the sacred precincts of ourselves. Are you prepared to endeavor to pause social media? I proffer a challenge. Share in the comments the duration for which you commit to pausing social media and evince your resolve to adhere to it. For instance, I am committed to refraining from social media for 7 days. Set a specific objective for yourself and strive to realize it. In doing so, you will unearth the true value that Stoicism confers upon you. Step number 7. Intentionally focus on your fundamental needs. In the final stride, redirect your focus from the external realm to your inner sanctum. This encapsulates the quintessence of Stoic philosophy, wherein we seize the opportunity to govern our souls, comprehend our values and aspirations, and ascertain what is paramount to our lives. As we learn to extricate ourselves from individuals and situations that no longer foster our highest good, we are not merely evading external influences, but embarking upon an inward expedition to reconnect with our primal needs. Self-care transcends the mere prioritization of physical health through exercise and nutrition. It encompasses nurturing the mind and soul through endeavors that foster peace and clarity. We seek contentment from within, fostering emotional self-reliance wherein we recognize and manage our emotions healthily, precluding them from dictating our state of being. Daily introspection is an indispensable facet of delineating fundamental needs from transient desires, enabling us to discern what truly merits our attention and energy. Through this process, we learn to differentiate between what lies within our control and what transcends our influence, guiding us toward investing in personal growth and self-improvement. Inner peace emerges as the paramount objective, necessitating us to traverse back to our core and establish boundaries to safeguard our mental and emotional well-being. This not only enables us to retain composure amidst life's tempests, but also empowers us to decline requests that encroach upon our boundaries while embracing experiences that enrich our lives. Ultimately, focusing on our fundamental needs allows us to lead a life harmonious with our core values and life's purpose. We are exhorted to lead authentically and purposefully, emancipated from the shackles of external validation and discovering fulfillment within ourselves and our contributions. This final stride epitomizes the crux of Stoic philosophy, wherein we find the fortitude to govern our souls, comprehend our values and aspirations, and ascertain what is paramount to our lives. We have just traversed a sublime odyssey, guided by the tenets of Stoic philosophy, to learn the art of extricating ourselves from relationships and situations that no longer foster our growth. This journey is not merely a lesson in spiritual emancipation, but also a pivotal step towards self-reliance and inner tranquility. These moments of introspection engender a newfound realm of self-understanding and acceptance, empowering us to navigate life from a vantage of capability and promise. If these teachings have resonated with you, please express your appreciation by leaving a like and sharing this discourse with loved ones and friends whom you believe will derive inspiration. Share your reflections on today's lesson. Which step resonated with you the most? Are you prepared to incorporate these teachings into your life? Share your insights in the comments or recount how you surmounted the challenge of watching this discourse in its entirety. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell, enabling us to embark on a continued voyage of exploring inner peace and mental fortitude together. Click and peruse the videos showcased on the screen, delving deeper into the lessons to become a true Stoic. Remember, every stride you take and every decision you make contributes to scripting your narrative. Thank you for accompanying us on this journey today, and until next time, stay blessed.